And we welcome our listeners via Variety Radio. The Dominican Labour Party representative for the Marigot constituency, Senator Dayton Baptist, says he's ready should a by-election be called in Marigot. That seat became vacant following an announcement by Speaker of the House of Assembly Alex Boyd Knight on Wednesday. The MP for Marigot, Edison James, failed to show up in Parliament for 3 consecutive sittings.
Well, I am prepared if in case there's a by-election to represent the people to the best of my ability. What we need in Marigot really is representation. And I am fully and ready and waiting to represent my people in Marigot. Well, they haven't had any discrepancy for the past couple of weeks now. I think they are satisfied with what is going on and decided to, as I asked them to throw the grievance aside and move on. Let's move on with the constituency. So they are prepared and ready to move on. Well, things are going on pretty good so far. We are on the ground and we are hoping that we would get better and better every day. Because all we would want to see is development come into our community. So I believe now is the right time for us to, as I ask them again, to unite and come together and let us move on with the development of our people.
Meantime, Chairman of the DLP Marigot Constituency Association, Harold Tyson, says the search is on for a new candidate to contest that seat on a DLP ticket. He says constituents are not happy with the representation from Dayton Baptist.
From after the election, Mr. Baptist, to this time, refused to meet with the people. Though we have had many meetings, actually we have had about 5 meetings from after the election, Mr. Baptist refused to attend any of those meetings. So at this time, is Mr. Baptist going to come to us to ask him to vote for us? Well, as far as some people think, it's too late. And at present, we are the Constituency Association. We are, of course, at this point, looking for candidates, and we have been talking with other persons to represent us for the Labour Party, and we are hoping that good sense will prevail with the hierarchies, and they will not just decide that they're going to impose a candidate on us. But it's time that we in Marigot decide what we want for ourselves, because it seems to be for the past years that people seem to be doing what they want first. It happens on the government side, it happens on the opposition side. It doesn't happen presently. This is about people doing what they wanted first, and we need to stand up at this time. And I'm asking the people of Marigot, Labour Right as well as United Party supporters, to come together and to decide what is it they want for themselves.
Tyson says officials of the Dominican Labour Party have also sided with him in that regard.
Well, yes, I have been getting calls all day in relation to we need to get the candidates in place to run, because we are not satisfied. Well, the people in general are not satisfied with the representation that Mr. James, yes, is or should have been the parliamentary representative and has been the parliamentary representative for the past years. I think he has done his part, and we want to thank him for doing his part. But probably I think that his time has come to a close or to an end. Probably he needs to take a back seat and allow somebody else to take the mantle. And it's very interesting to know that there are party officials or party hierarchies who have actually advised us on getting a candidate in place. If we have to run the candidate independent, then we may just have to do that.
Chairman of the DLP Marigot Constituency Association, Harold Tyson. Leader of the United Workers' Party, Ron Green, says a decision by House Speaker Alex Boyd Knight to declare the seats of 2 UWP MPs representative vacant is worrying. The Speaker's announcement that Salisbury MP Hector John and Marigot MP Edison James' seats have been declared vacant after missing 3 consecutive sittings of Parliament.
Well, my first initial reaction is that this action by the Speaker is in keeping with the Daly's declaration by Roosevelt Skerritt, where he declared openly to the public of Dominica that he wants a one-party dictatorship in the country, that he's going to hold 3, he said in fact 4 successive quick parliaments, with the sole objective of removing the members of parliament from the opposition side. That's what he declared in Daly's. So I would say that this action is in keeping with this Daly's declaration. But our intention is to prevent this one-party dictatorship that Skerrit dreams about. We treasure our democracy, and we think it should be strengthened, not further corrupted. So I think this action is a sordid move in a long series of moves initiated by Roosevelt Skerrit leading up to the general elections on the 18th of December. Speaker knows why we're absent from the Parliament. Letters have gone to her, and I'm not aware that she has devoted 1 ounce of energy towards finding a solution, towards solving this impasse. In fact, it would appear that she's happy to carry out the bidding of Roosevelt Skerrit in regard to the quick parliaments without any legislative agenda to get the opposition out of Parliament. The central issue for us has been the question of the fraudulent 18th of December elections. And we cannot pretend that it doesn't exist. We cannot mask or hide or wish away the irregularities and the gross bribery of the 18th of December. And as a nation, we must deal with it. We must address it. And until we so address it, we're not going anywhere. I don't believe by-elections will address it.
Are you satisfied that you brought your message across to the public and, of course, to the region and perhaps the world?
Well, we're continuing to do so. We have done what we have done so far, and I think there's more to do, and we will continue to do what we can do to bring the message across and to strengthen and to ensure that we have democracy in Dominica.
Mr. Green says the party will decide whether the 2 members will participate in a by-election. Tourism Minister Ian Douglas says it is critical that the population help in resolving the challenges and issues facing the further development of Dominica. Mr. Douglas was delivering his address to officially launch Tourism Awareness Month in the month of May. He says tourism is currently the main driver of economic and social development in Dominica, accounting for well over 12% of the country's gross domestic product.
Employing more than 2,500 persons directly, and I would say it's my estimate that about 5,000 to 6,000 more in indirect forms of employment. In 2008-2009, tourism generated more than $193 million in foreign exchange, while the cruise sector contributed $33 million. The stayover or overnight sector brought in $159 million. While stayover saw a 9% decline in visitor numbers in 2009, declining from the 81,000 in 2008 to about 75,000 in 2009. However, the cruise tourism sector grew by an impressive 37.2% from 386,000 visitors in 2008 to well over 530,000 visitors in 2009, and I believe that in fact we can say we achieved the tourism master plan's target really well beyond our targeted time. So the cruise sector continues to hold its own.
Douglas says the tourism sector performance was affected by the global financial crisis, making it harder for small economies.
This unfortunate circumstance has made it increasingly difficult for persons to travel, thus slowing the demand for tourism worldwide and making it difficult to attract our core customer base, those who seek nature, culture, and adventure, and like I like to say, rest, relaxation, and recuperation. We are fortunate, however, that tourism as an industry is much more resilient, much more robust in overcoming those major economic and man-made shocks, like the global meltdown. With signs of some recovery, although somewhat slower than the original anticipation, we can expect that our industry will rebound from yet another period of crisis to be able to hold its own in the international and global marketplace. We need, however, to recognize that this current global economic crisis has changed the face of tourism for the foreseeable future, and I may dare add forever. We will never be able to do business as was customary and in the manner which we felt comfortable so to do. It therefore cannot be business as usual. Our industry and our country must see tourism in new lights and with a new vision, a new